It's that time of the year again. Time to tackle the great whale of high school scheduling. Now, if you're anything like me, the very thought of scheduling can prove daunting and overwhelming. So we've broken the process down into 7 major phases to help you get started and to make sure that scheduling gets sorted. Phase 1, paper registration. You should set aside about 2 weeks in the month of July for this phase. Now, this phase is primarily focused on registering existing students for the upcoming school year. It has 3 major steps. 1, define course offerings. The school scheduling committee must define what courses they are able to offer in the new year. Some courses might be cut, other courses might be added. The school must ensure that they have their course catalogue just right before making any other decisions. Step 2, distribute registration forms. After the course offerings have been defined, students should be sent home with forms to collect bishop endorsements, contact details, and their course selections for the upcoming school year. These forms should display a list of compulsory courses, elective options, alternate elective options, and any specific instructions required. 3, get ready in PowerSchool. Step 3 of this phase is to set up a new school year in PowerSchool. Configuring the new year will ensure you are adequately prepared for the next phase of the scheduling process. Phase 2, online registration. You should set aside about 4 weeks in August for this phase. Online registration is primarily focused on capturing the registration data for existing students online. Another animation just like this one is available to help you understand the steps required to complete a successful online registration. Capturing this data online is a must and will provide you with the data you need to revise course offerings, adjust teacher loads, and best prepare for the upcoming phases of the scheduling process. Phase 3, new entrant registration. You'll need about 2 weeks in the month of September for this phase. Phases 1 and 2 are focused pretty much on gathering information for existing students, but Phase 3 requires that you go through the same process of paper registration and online registration for any additional new students that wish to attend your school in the upcoming school year. At this point in time, schools may opt to hold registration events or firesides that help communicate expectations, dates, and process details to students and parents for the upcoming school year. Students transferring to high schools from LDS middle school should have the opportunity to register online using one of the labs at their current school. Any students, however, who are unable to register online should hand in a paper version of the registration form to the high school. School administrators will enter their details into the PowerSchool system on their behalf. The goal during Phase 3 is to get as many students as possible to register. If we can get 90% or more of our total student capacity enrolled, then we would consider ourselves successful. We understand completely that many registration requests will come in as late as December and January. This is okay and absolutely expected. The goal is simply to get a student sample large enough to produce a realistic schedule. Phase 4, registration analysis. You should set aside about 2 weeks in October for this phase. Now, once the student registration process is complete for both existing and new students, the school scheduling committee should make assignments to 1. Follow up missing or incomplete registration details. 2. Analyze the recently submitted student requests. 3. Adjust the course catalogue to appropriately facilitate the demand for courses based on student requests. And 4, based on that information, define teacher loads for the upcoming year. Now, this phase of the process should be led from the top. The principal or assigned vice principal should direct this phase personally and work closely with the scheduling committee to ensure that the proposed courses are selected and confirmed carefully and that teacher loads are allocated appropriately. Phase 5, preliminary scheduling. Set aside about 2 weeks in November for this phase. So far we've done most of our work outside of PowerSchool, but this is the phase where we prepare PowerScheduler to actually build the schedule. The scheduling committee should 1. Finalise and confirm the course catalogue and teacher loads for the upcoming school year. 2. Update room information in PowerScheduler. 3. Update teacher information in Power Scheduler. 4. Update course information in Power Scheduler. And finally, 5. They should enter the finalized teacher assignments in Power Scheduler. Phase 6. Final scheduling. You'll need about 2 weeks in December for this phase. Now this is the most technical phase of the entire process. But if adequate preparation has been made and the data that has been entered in PowerSchool and Power Scheduler is tidy and clean, schools should not run into a whole lot of trouble as they try to actually build their schedule. The School Scheduling Committee will walk through a number of configuration and verification steps to actually build the schedule structure and then load students into the suggested schedule. On December 31st or sometime around the beginning of the new year, the PowerSchool end-of-year process will occur, which will prepare PowerSchool for the new year and promote, or in other words, move students to their new grade level. Phase 7. Scheduling adjustments. You'll need about 2 weeks in January for this phase. Now come January, there will always be the likelihood of last-minute changes to the teacher loads, student requests and school enrollment figures. Changes at this point, however, should be as minimal as possible. Changes to the schedule structure itself should be avoided during this phase. Please work closely with the scheduling committee and school faculty to ensure that these phases are coordinated and executed in a timely manner. Management of the scheduling process must come from the top. Thanks for listening and good luck.
Created using Powtoon.